Guys, if you're new here, my name is Christy. I am an eBay reseller, and I think today we're going to do a Q&A. I get asked questions all the time about what I do and how I do it and stuff like that. So I think today I'll just do, I'll answer some questions that I get a lot. And so I will do that. I made a list of them and we'll kind of run through them. And some of these are just my opinion. It's not the gospel. It's just, what I think. So I'll just run through some of these questions that I normally get, and just some questions about how I do things with my business. So, all right. So one of the questions that I get about reselling a lot of times from other resellers is, do I sell on other platforms? And I do. Mainly eBay. I absolutely love eBay. eBay has its problems, of course, there are some struggles with eBay, especially when they do an update, there's always something that's messed up and you kind of have to figure that out, and it can be tough. But overall, eBay is my favorite platform. I do get a lot of business from eBay, so I really can't complain there. I do, but with what I sell, Etsy is my second platform. And it just makes sense with what I'm selling. So I don't have a lot of listings on Etsy right now, but I am starting to push more listings to Etsy. And just because it's making more sense with what I'm selling. So that's what I'm doing right now. Another question, let's see. What do you like to sell the most on eBay? Which kind of leads me into why I would use Etsy. I sell things that are mostly 20 years old or older. Vintage, antiques, collectibles, stuff like that. So I know a lot of people, they don't like to sell glass. They are scared to sell glass. They don't want to ship it. I have no problem with selling anything that's glass. I have no problem shipping it. I've shipped so many items that are glass and have had, very little breakage in returns. So it's just like anything else. If you get used to it and you just kind of learn, you're going to have some issues along the way. But, once you learn it and how to package things and stuff like that, it's perfectly fine. But I've shipped some of the strangest things and very oddly shaped things, and they've made it to their destination without being broken. So I don't mind it. I love vintage glass. I like all the colors, the greens, the blues, I even like the ambers. I like clear glass. A lot of people, they don't want to sell clear glass and they avoid it, but there's some really, really beautiful pieces of clear glass, crystal, stuff like that. So, and it's all about knowing how to photograph it too. And in the beginning, I had a really, really hard time photographing clear glass, but I worked on it, and now I have a great way to photograph clear glass, crystal, stuff like that. And I mean, the pictures turn out fabulous. So I really don't mind picking up anything clear. I don't do a whole lot of it, and actually I have a ton of it that that actually needs to be listed. But I like it. But not just that, not just glass. I will pick up stamps. I like paper items. I like children's books. I picked up maybe a year and a half ago now a collection of old children's books, mainly Christmas, 1930s, 1940s. That was just an incredible collection. And the majority of the collection was The Night Before Christmas. And I have a ton of it that I haven't even listed yet, just because it was a massive amount, honestly. So what I do is, and I list it year round, I'll, as I'm listing glass and as I'm listing some clothing and, brass and just everything that I list, I'll pull books along the way and just kind of list them. I'll throw them in because I do like to list a variety. I don't like to just list books, glass. I like to list a variety of things. So I'll pull those and list those too. So I'll list about anything, honestly, that's vintage. It's rare that I pick up something that's really new to list, but that's just my preference, and that's what I like to list. So next question. How long have you been reselling on eBay? And I think I mentioned this in another eBay video, and it's been about 6 years. So, and what is your main reason for selling on eBay or reselling? My main reason is for freedom, honestly. You know, I like financial freedom and just freedom in general. With the business that I have, waking up in the mornings, I like the fact that I don't have a commute. I like the fact that I can get up, get ready. I go to the kitchen, I make my breakfast, and I come into my office and I start working. I don't have a commute. There's not the distractions that you get from being, in an office or another environment working. So a lot of times my work is done pretty quickly because I don't have the outside distractions of other places. So I end up not working nearly as long because I don't have those outside distractions. So generally, when I come into my office, it's usually about 7:30, maybe in the morning, 7:30, and usually we're done by 2:30. Now that doesn't mean we're done, but that means we're done with pushing through and getting listings done. And we have 2 stores on eBay, so we push listings on both stores, of course. Now I'm cross-posting on Etsy, and then of course we've just started this YouTube channel. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot to get done, and but when you don't have the distractions of being in another, like a corporate environment or something like that. And honestly, I was in nursing before, so you just don't have those outside distractions. People coming up and saying, hey, how was your weekend? Which I like. I like having coworkers that ask, and care about what I'm doing. But, when you have those distractions, you end up being in that environment a lot longer to get your work done. So I don't know. There's just, there's pros and cons to it both. But I like the freedom. I like the financial freedom. We worked towards paying off bills a long time ago so that we could have the freedom to do something like this. So I'm really happy about that. So that's the main reason why I resell. So let's see, what is the highest priced item you've ever sold on eBay? The highest priced item was an envelope. It was just a piece of paper. And what I did was I had gone to an antique store, and I have a connection there. I had gone in and bought, literally, we filled up the whole back of the car from the front seats all the way to the back of our SUV. It was full. And the guy only charged us $40 for everything we got that day. So within that, there were just a ton of items. And there was a stamp collection. And so inside of that stamp collection was an envelope. And the envelope was had Chinese stamps on it from locations that I had been to. And the date on the envelope was 1901. So I ended up selling that envelope for $2,800. And overall, because of how many items we had in the car that day, for $40, I mean, I literally had pennies into that item. So that was the highest priced item I have ever sold on eBay. The next question, how did you prepare to go full-time to start reselling? So we literally just kind of started thinking about what we wanted to do, looked at what bills we had. You got to lay it out. You have to look at the reality of what you have. At the time, just like most people, we had credit card debt and stuff like that. It's a lot of unnecessary stuff that we really didn't need. And so we sat down, we said, okay, how do we get this paid off, that paid off, where do we need to be? And so we really pushed to pay off the credit card debt. That was paid off fairly quickly. Just getting rid of all those little, because you get used to, you're like, oh, well, I'll get this, and oh, the payment's only $30 a month, and then you buy something else, and it's like, oh, well, that's only $50 a month, but it all adds up. So I'm getting rid of all of those little payments here and there, then looking at our monthly payments for TV, phones, stuff like that, and just kind of looking at the total price of it, looking to see what we really needed. And some of those items we didn't scale down. We actually scaled up because I prefer an iPhone, and I had an iPhone 5 for the longest time, like forever, and I loved the camera on it. It took fantastic pictures, so I was actually really happy with that, and I didn't want to get rid of it, but I did. So I actually ended up getting an iPhone 12 Pro, I think it is. But anyway, just, took a look at everything to see what we needed for our business and what made sense. So looked at all the bills, scaled down a lot. Sometimes our friends would say, hey, do you want to go do this? Do you want to go do that? Do you want to go on vacation? And sometimes we said no because we were working towards, a bigger goal. So that's what we did. It takes a whole lot of dedication when you're trying to get rid of old debt and stuff like that that you've accumulated, kind of mindlessly, because you're not thinking ahead or whatever, thinking that you're going to end up working for yourself and that you really need to get rid of that stuff. So that's what we did. We kind of ripped off the Band-Aid, looked at what we had, and kind of just started working through getting everything paid off. So that's what we did. And my husband, who has a full-time job, so he stayed and he works his full-time job, and then I am the one who ended up doing this business full-time. So and I was wanting to leave nursing anyway. I was burnt out in nursing, so it just made sense for me to be the one to do this full-time. So let's see, next question. What is the most money I have ever paid for a specific item that I wanted to flip on eBay? In general, I'm pretty cheap, when it comes to buying stuff, even though we have paid quite a bit of money for a lot of stuff. But that's just because if we're getting a whole bunch of stuff, and I know that the average price per item is very minimal. But like one specific item, I would say probably not more than $20 or $30, but that's rare for me. Usually our spend is probably $5 per item or less. I mean, honestly, even though we do spend sometimes a lot at once. I think the last video where we went to the estate sale, we spent $600. That's a lot of money. But when we averaged everything out, it was only like, if I'm remembering correctly, $2 and something, $2 and maybe 66 cents a piece per item. So I just kind of look at the whole big picture. But yeah, I don't spend, I don't like having a lot of money tied up in one item. I just don't like that. Okay. What other YouTubers do you like to watch when it comes to reselling? There are a few that I watch. My favorite is probably the Homeschooling Picker. I love Kayla. I like watching her. I don't know her personally, but she's very entertaining. She cracks me up, but she's taught me a lot too. She has good information. I like that she picks up a variety of stuff, and she's not afraid to sell anything. I don't think she picks up some of the stuff I pick up as far as like the glass and stuff like that, which I totally understand that. Like I said, a lot of people, they really don't like it and don't want to pick it up, but pretty much anything else, I mean, she'll pick it up and she'll sell it. So I do like to watch that stuff because, I mean, I learn all kinds of stuff from everybody. I watch clothing resellers, even though I don't sell a lot of clothing. I sell very minimal clothing, but I like to watch Common Tags is another one that I really like watching. I don't sell anything that she sells, really. I picked up a pair of Vince Camuto booties, the little booty boots. That's about the extent of anything that we have in common as far as that goes for reselling, but I love to watch her because you can pick up knowledge from any other reseller. Doesn't matter if you sell the same kind of stuff that they do. So Anyway, let's see. Next question. I just mentioned this, but what work did you do prior to selling on eBay? Most recently, I'm a nurse. I still have my nursing license. I will keep that because, you just never know. Just the way things go, there may come a time when I would need to go back to nursing for whatever reason. I worked really hard for that. And even though it's not what I prefer, hey, if I ever needed to go back into that, there's always a job. I could literally have a job by the end of the day today or tomorrow, in nursing because it's always there. So that's something that I could do, but it's just not my preference. I absolutely loved taking care of my patients. I had some great times when it came to nursing, but it's just overall, it's just not where my heart is. So I wasn't happy with it, and it's just no fun. When you go into work every day and you're not happy about what you're doing, it's just no fun. So and so I absolutely love what I'm doing now. Prior to that, I was a special investigator. I investigated insurance fraud. And right out of high school, I was in the military. So that's just kind of the things that I've done in my past. So let's see. How many active listings do you have on eBay? So I mentioned before that we have 2 stores. Between the 2 stores, I have probably 3,600, 3,700 listings. And then I cross-post onto Etsy, which I have minimal cross-posted listings on Etsy right now. That's something that I haven't spent a whole lot of time cross-posting, but I do intend to. So I want to get most of those listings cross-posted over, which just gives you a whole nother set of eyes and just more customers. So, yeah, quite a bit. 36 to 3,700. I'm not sure exactly right now, but it's right in there. So, next question. Where is your favorite place to go sourcing? I spend a lot of time at antique malls, which I like. There's a really good one near me towards Charlotte, North Carolina, up near Concord, which I really, really like. But weirdly, I love going to Habitat. There's several Habitat restores around us that are really not that great. They're not that great. But there is one that is local to me in Salisbury, North Carolina, that is just, I love it. I think it's fantastic. There's always fantastic stuff in there. I'm always able to find great stuff in there. So I've had good success in there. I've made a lot of money from that store. So I've supported them. They've supported me. I just really like it. It's just, I like the way it looks. It's a nice store, always clean. The people are so friendly. They know what I do. So that's just one of my favorite places to go. So, all right. Let me move this. Another question. Let's see. Since you buy items at a discounted price so often, do you have a hard time paying full price for items for myself? Yes. And I've always been a little bit cheap, or thrifty. Let's call it thrifty. So, I'm always looking for a deal. So, yeah, I don't like to pay full price for anything, but I will, if it's something that I really, really like, or I think that's gonna, if it's something that's gonna last, like a good pair of shoes, I will absolutely pay money for a good pair of shoes. I had surgery on my knee like years ago. I had a bad accident when I was 12 years old. I had to have surgery on my knee and everything. So I've always had issues with the knee. So a good pair of shoes really does help with that. So I don't mind that. Otherwise, no. With clothing, I'm like, no. I don't mind if I get my clothing at the Goodwill. Makes no difference to me. If it's in good condition, I don't care. I'm just not one of those people that has to, spend a ton of money and, there's great stuff at Goodwill, obviously. we're reselling it. So I don't know. I've just never been one to just spend, just a whole lot of money on items. And even like for home goods and stuff like that, yeah, I'm always looking for a deal. So I don't know. That's just me. All right. Next question is, how do I stay motivated in reselling? And I will say this, when you work for yourself, and especially, when you don't have anybody over your shoulder saying you've got to do this, you've got to do that, it's tough. I would say the whole reselling aspect of it, I find to be super easy as far as like the listing and all that. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of it. I mean, there's just a lot of moving parts and all that stuff. I don't find anything to be super hard, but there is a lot to do. As far as staying motivated, it's just, I think you're just, personally, I just think you're one of those people or you're not. When I hit the ground running in the morning, my very first thought is my business. It's something that I'm proud of, that I've worked hard for, and it's what I'm working towards. So that motivates me. I wouldn't know how to tell somebody how to be motivated to get up and work in the mornings. I've always been a worker. I don't know. I really don't think it's a generational thing. I know a lot of people say that. I think it's just ingrained in some people, and some people it's not. I don't really know any other way to say that. I wouldn't really know how to tell somebody how to be motivated. If you're not motivated to work for yourself, and you're not motivated every day, I would say you probably need a break. Maybe take a small break if you're not motivated. But if you're not motivated all the time, maybe you do need the structure of a corporate job, or something like that, where you are on a more structured, you have somebody looking over your shoulder or something like that. But honestly, I just don't have any problem being motivated. When I get up in the mornings, I'm on a schedule, but I've always kept that schedule because I started reselling 6 years ago, and I've always kept a schedule because I've always had a work schedule. I started working when I was 15 years old, and you have to be at work at a certain time, and while you're at work, you work. So that's just kind of how I think about it. I set a certain amount of work hours, and when I'm done, I'm done, but that doesn't really mean that you're done, especially when you work for yourself. It's just that I'm done with the really, really, really pushing through. Now, there's other times when we go out and we source, or I'm in the kitchen or the laundry room, and I'm working on a piece of clothing or an item that I need to wash and all that stuff. So there's plenty of stuff that still continues to get done, but I'm talking about in the office, doing photos, doing listings, just pushing through. I don't know. I'm just motivated. I don't really know how else to really say that. I'm just personally motivated because it's something that I love doing. I find fascinating. Honestly, reselling has always been fascinating to me. When you find something for a cheap price and you're able to turn around and sell it and make quite a bit of money off of it, that's just fascinating to me. So, let's see. Do you find it easy to tell people what you do for a living? I do. Just because, what I just said, I absolutely love what I do. I have no problems telling people, even at yard sales, antique stores, estate sales. I don't hide it. I'm not going to hide it. I'm just going to be honest with people. Because here's what I think. If I go to an estate sale or a yard sale, why would I hide that I'm a reseller? What difference does it make? The people are there selling items. What difference does it make if I buy it to resell or somebody else buys it to put it in their home? I just don't understand that whole concept. So no, I don't have any problem telling anybody what I do. And honestly, when I have told people what I do, they're absolutely fascinated, and we talk for hours about it. So people always have just lots of questions about reselling, what I do, how I do it, and just are, like I said, just fascinated. So next question. Oh, so this is more personal stuff. What do you like to do for fun? My husband and I, we travel. We love to travel. So honestly, we have not traveled in quite a while. It's probably been since January or February. But that has been very deliberate. I mean, we knew that we weren't going to be traveling for a little while because we have set a goal in mind, and we are about to reach that goal, and that is something that will be announced coming up soon. But working towards that goal and trying to get there, you have to give up some things, and so that's what we did. It was a personal choice. We did not do much traveling, but we do love to, and we are hoping to. So we're looking to start making some plans to do some traveling, maybe to the North Carolina mountains. We like that. Beaches of North Carolina and South Carolina. We do traveling to Florida. We like Vegas, honestly. California is somewhere that we like to go. So yeah, we do like to travel and spend time with our friends, which we are going to do later today, and we did yesterday. So just making time for to have fun, with friends and family, and spending time with them is basically what we do. So let's see. Things you love about the area that you live in. Okay, so where we live, literally right down the street is, I'm talking about within 3 minutes, right down the street, is the second largest lake in North Carolina. I mean, it's pretty big. It's a big lake. And so we can go out there, go on the water, go boating, anything like that. So I like that. I like the fact that that's there, and we can go out on the water. It's just really nice, very peaceful. So there's that. Also, the location. Where we're located at in Lexington, North Carolina, is we could be in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, Charlotte, North Carolina, Greensboro, High Point. We're just centrally located to where we could be in a lot of a little bit bigger cities. I mean, Charlotte's probably the biggest, but I mean, a little bit bigger cities, anytime we wanted to. But we are in a very rural area, and I like that too. I like where we live and the fact that it's rural, and we have the lake out here and everything. But the fact that we could, jump on the highway in any direction and be in some of the bigger cities pretty quickly. So I do like that. All right. And so the last thing before I wrap this up, probably more personal things. So what's going on with me personally, and just, in our general area and what's going on with us. Like the weather here has been like 85. I don't know. I think yesterday when I looked, it was 85 to 87 degrees. It's hot. It's hard to get out and enjoy it unless you're getting in some water. We have a pool, so I mean, we can get in the pool and get cooled off. But like I said, the lake is nearby, so that's something that we can do. But yeah, it's hot. It's hot here. Just walking outside. Prior to making this video, I had gone outside to get something out of the car, and I was just like, it's just really hot here in this area. We could stand to have a few more milder days, and I think the problem with the area that we're in is the humidity. It's just, it's just thick, with the humidity. Right now, like I mentioned, not a lot of vacationing, not a lot of downtime right now because of a goal that we're working towards, but yeah, a lot of work is going on right now. So that's what we've been doing. Like I said, no vacation, not a whole lot of fun, but it's coming. So, and again, like I said, hanging out with friends. We went to Winston-Salem, North Carolina yesterday, hung out with some friends. Went to Renata Gardens, had dinner with our friends that I hadn't seen in a while, that I really, really missed. Got some friends coming over today that we used to hang out with, you know, a lot, and we just really haven't seen them because, and they understand that we've been working towards something, and that, you know, we've got some goals set that we've had to pull back a little bit. But like I said, you know, we've got some exciting things coming up, and so that's going to all change. So really excited about that. So we'll go ahead and wrap this up. I hope you enjoyed this video. I enjoyed it. Answering all the questions, and these are questions that we get a lot, and I'll continue to do some of these where just answering some of the questions that we do get, and hopefully Scott can join me next time to answer some of these. But I find them interesting. You know, I watch other people's Q&A, and I'm just sitting there going like this, you know, listening, because I just like watching people. I like to find out about them, how they do, you know, how they run their business, things that they're selling, what they like, and then I like to find out, you know, some personal things about them too, you know, because, you know, I like the YouTubers that I watch, and you get used to watching them, and you want to know a little bit about them. So anyway, so I hope you like this. If you did, like I said, this is a new channel for us. If you like this kind of content, please like and subscribe. I'd love to hear from you. If you want to make a comment below, I'd love to hear from you guys. So, all right, until next time, we'll see you later. All right, bye.